Good morning, you beautiful people. So we do have drip irrigation, obviously, for our vegetable garden, but the kids wanted to play with those this morning, so as soon as they arrived, they ran towards Matthew, who was watering the peaches at that time. And so I see now they probably finished watering the peaches, and they are now moving on towards the vegetable garden. So, it cost a little bit more water, a little bit more ineffective on Matthew's time, but I think it's quite cool for the kids to water the garden and see how that is part of things. I also wanted to show you how cool these sunflowers are. There's daikon radishes below the peach, a nice and healthy peach. Daikon radishes below the peach, and then sunflowers sprouting and flowering all over the place as well. It's actually, we are only starting to plant our sunflower cover crop now, but it seems like we could have actually done it a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago already. Would have still been okay. Wait, oh, sorry, just slipped there a bit. This peach is doing well, and then I'm going to show you these pumpkins. Have been planted at the same time as those ones on the compost heap, and they're not doing nearly as well. So soil and soil, that is what we are farming. That is what it all comes down to. We have to get our soil ready. Let's start the day. So as you go through the farm, you can see a teachable moment. So I explained this to Manette, that these pumpkins and those pumpkins have been planted at the same time. Kom ons stap gou daai kant toe. Ons stap gou. I'm gonna walk there. So while we walk there, I'll tell you, okay, so our peak pressure is off, and so finally we can start working on the net house. I'm gonna have this stuff delivered this week, and then we are going to start building the net house here. I think we've got enough pig pens and things at the moment. We harvested some pigs, and so this is the pumpkins that's on good soil, planted at the same day basically, if I remember correctly. Maak oop daar en dan haal jy 'n bietjie kompos uit. Kyk as hulle mooi kyk, sal hulle wurmpie kry. Wonder to find a worm for them. Bring gou uit vir die camera. So our compost competition is passed now, and I quickly want to find somebody that can do an analysis for me to see how it does. So we had a great interview with the teacher that's also going to be helping with the farm management and the videos. Looky! I actually liked that he was digging the holes there. I don't know if he knew what he was doing with it, but he was digging with the shovel there. Okay, Looky, okay, I'm gonna switch the camera off quickly. Just explain to Looky what we must do in Afrikaans, so I don't have to translate it because it takes an hour. So what I explained to Looky, Marcella is looking after the seeds. What I explained to Looky quickly is what I want is him to take the elephant grass, first cut everything, feed it to the animals, and then we're gonna take it out and replant it. So I'm quickly gonna pause the camera until we take the first one out. I want to show you. Basically all the elephant grass that we have now, the Napier grass, was last year just one bunch like this, and so everything that we have came from this. So they basically multiply by a factor of, I would say, sure, probably they probably multiply themselves by 20 every year if you break them up and replant them. So that's a wonderful, you know, if we have 10 bushes now, we probably have a bit more. Then we'll have 200 bushes next year. Now I can see what Joshua is doing as well. Joshua is cleaning the swales, cutting the bushes off just above the roots. And Manette is cutting John Deere and planting cover crops for this year in the friendly forest. We call it the friendly forest because we decided not to plant anything with thorns. I decided to leave this acacia though for the first couple of years until we have things that doesn't have thorns. Ask Manette whether her kids are happy, yeah? She said, yeah, they play around here where she's planting the things. She taught them that. And then as soon as they're hot, they run to the swimming pool, they go swim, and then they come back and then they come and join her again. And this afternoon they'll be on the horses again, etc. So Lucky went to go and fetch the pig quickly. But before that I said to him we must bring water, and then she wanted to, Marcella wanted to give water to the plants. I asked him to explain to her and he said no, you can't speak Damara, it's a very expensive language. It's very different from any of the other languages that they speak here. So they really, all of them struggle with it. Jane just sent me a message and said some of the money that she gave was actually for a worker as well. So I'm thinking of bringing Manette's friend tomorrow. That's also a teacher. To come and help with the kids. And apparently she speaks English. I really want to get English and reading involved. Yo, look at just 1 second. Look how wet the soil is and fertile. And it smells so good. This is now from just a little bit of rain. And this must be from, you can check here, all the roots and things from biomass from just concentrated in water a little bit. So this is wonderful. Okay. If you measure that against that, and that's inside of a little swale, that's just outside of the swale, the difference is remarkable. It's incredible how much better it is inside of the swale. And one must remember as well that even if the swale wasn't here, it wouldn't, this would just be as dry as that. So it's not like you're taking away from there to fertilize the soil. You're just increasing the fertility of one spot without taking anything away from another, I believe. Just want to see how difficult it is to remove it. Okay. So the thing about elephant grass has got very nice roots and etc. But it's not the same as the vetiver. The vetiver goes down for almost 2 meters. Okay, look, chop hom vir my so. Gaan jy met die pick up. Where's die mes? Where's your knife? That one, that's your tool. By Moremi. Okay, just chop it. Let's see. Break it. Maybe shovel. Look, eh? Miskien die graf. Let's see. Okay, yeah, exactly. This is exactly it. So we'll break it into pieces like this, and then we're gonna plant it all over every single berm. Every single berm that we can water, let's say that. And then around the cornfields we're gonna plant this as well. Apparently they pull leaf borers out of your corn because it's nicer habitat for the leaf borers. Okay, so from this one half of a piece we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, and there will be definitely another 14 in there, maybe a lot more. So definitely each piece multiplies itself by 20 every year. So coming from Pupkowitz, organizing delivery of the things for the greenhouse, for the net house. I'm so excited. Bought some stuff for the children. Shouldn't make a video while I'm driving, I think that's bad. Okay, but I did check before for cars. Yeah, let's go give it to the kids. Let's see how they react. Okay, so we are turning this compost heap at the pigs, removing some of the compost that's done and ready, and then the compost that's not ready, we are making a new heap. We're going to add charcoal to that. Manette has been planting things here next to the popcorn, next to the pigs. Look hier, ons moet sommer van die gras ook insit, olifante se gras. Hierso, bietjie. Okay. Kom ons stap daar so, Manette. Manette, kom ons gaan daar, wat maak hulle? Swem, ek sê hulle kan maar aangaan. Apparently they are swimming. Kids are swimming. So yesterday we harvested 5 pigs for order. There was an order for it, and then after we cleaned them, the guy said, sorry, we have to cancel. I'm so sorry for this. But tomorrow we're reaching, I hope, 7,000 subscribers. So I'm thinking of, well, we're definitely going to roast a pig for them. I'm trying to get a spit in time. Sê vir hulle ek het vir hulle Manette, sê vir hulle ek het vir hulle geskenke gebring. Okay, so I had to pause quickly because I have they didn't wear any clothes. So I had to get them to put on clothes first. Okay. Nou so elkeen kry een kruit en een boekietjie. Sê vir hulle moet mooi inkleer. Ek wil kyk dat hulle binne in die lyne inkleer, né? En hulle moet die goedjies mooi oppas. Ja. Binne in die lyntjies. Yeah. So she's explaining to them, I'm asking them to protect it, look after it nicely, and color within the lines I want to have it. So I just had a chat with the kids a bit, try to understand the amount of English I speak tomorrow. We've got a teacher coming and I want to get them to speak more English, and I want to get them to read, because if we're going to learn about permaculture, then we're going to need that urgently. And so they are sitting there in the shade coloring, it dawned on me, well, it was a conversation yesterday already, that they don't look anybody in the eye. And so I asked Manette if it's part of their culture, is it a form of respect or what is it? They also don't look her in the eyes when she speaks. So that was now one of the conversations I had with them. So this is what we expect when we speak to you. You have to look us in the eye. I'm never going to fight with you, but it is important for you to understand me, and for me to understand you, is that you speak loudly and that you look me in the eye. Apparently our water ran out at around 1 o'clock, and everybody thought somebody else was going to tell me. So now it's late in the afternoon, and nobody told me. They just told me now. Anyway, so we're turning this thing, St. Matthew, to go put on water quickly. He's busy here adding charcoal. He's going to go fetch some charcoal. And then the chickies found this pile. Now if you convert worms to money, these chicks can quickly eat $1,000 Namibian in the morning. But we don't have a market for all of them, so we're just happy they help with the processing of the compost, and they don't cost me money to feed, or less money to feed, when they do scavenge for themselves. And they give us 5 eggs a day, and so we really appreciate them. They can have some good worms for themselves. Auntie Brenda got into the vegetable garden, or the cover crops. Come! Out you! Young lady. Nobody eats my radishes. Come here. Come, get away. Okay, let me just push her away quickly and get her back in. Or maybe I should just shake the bucket there. See if she doesn't want to come. So I'm quickly taking Manette and the kids home. It's always interesting to me. The culture tells them that they shouldn't sit in front. So Manette sometimes sits in front of me, but in general, when you put people in the car, they choose to sit in the back. can have 3 people get in the car with you, and all 3 will sit in the back and not in front of you. This is an old clinic or a hospital that was supposed to be built. I'm sure there was lots of funding gotten for it, and they only got to the fence. They made a very nice fence. In any case, so tomorrow we have a teacher in training that's coming. She's studying teaching. The teacher that I thought was a qualified teacher with Manette, that's working with Manette already, is apparently an old man, and I want to try, for various reasons, to only have female teachers in the beginning, maybe male teachers later on, but there's so many reasons why I would prefer a female teacher to a man. One of them is, I believe that the ladies will be spreading permaculture into the town faster. That's the first thing, and second thing is I feel they're a bit more nurturing, less aggressive. I know from myself as well, my wife is much more nurturing than I am. And then there's various other reasons that I'm not going to discuss now. So we're getting the lady tomorrow, and to basically come and help teach with Manette. I'm going to ask her when she arrives what we can do to improve the English, and what to do to help them read. And then we're going to start thinking about a permaculture curriculum. Now there is another lady also starting, the one that I spoke about this morning, but that will take a long time. In the meantime, I want to have the best effect on these kids that I can. Het julle dit geniet?
Ja, yes.
Vra vir hulle, het hulle dit geniet?
Geniet het muziek. Dat is het. Yes! That is only yes.
Yeah, so it's a big difference from 2 days ago when they didn't want to speak to me. Now they're getting the yes. In any case, alright, so that's going to be the end of my story. I would love to hear what you think should be the first step in teaching permaculture to a young child like that, and what we can do to improve their lives. I really want to think of how we can improve their lives. I didn't buy too much teaching materials today because I want to get the input from that lady. Might want to get the input from you as well on what we should add, what we should buy, etc. That is going to be the end of my story. We are in the township now, and at Manette's shop. So yeah, we're at Manette's house. I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.